Wonderful morning to everybody. This is going to be an eventful and action-based market, even not only today, upcoming Monday also. That can be easily predicted. We get the confirmation based on a key date what we have already forecasted and discussed with you all. That was yesterday's one, 21st of May 2026. The high and low of yesterday's one, the 21st May, will be providing the or opening the door for setting the next round of a rally on either side it may be. But the favoritism and the attempts and moreover the overall behavior which is slightly supporting the positive move. This is what the very close based observation one can have and take your informed trading decision, whether it is a day trading basis or the positional one. This is 22nd May 2026. We are discussing about the pre-market outlook for the day. Based on yesterday's close, that was again near to the 23,700, which could not close about till yesterday, as we have already discussed for the recent sessions, how the markets have been reacting, how it is crossing the 23,700, why it could not manage to close about to that particular level, what happened when and all it is closing near to that level. So in all the way 360 circle analysis we have made and discussed with you all, which was yesterday also happened in a way of extending the same behavior. But the conviction when compared to the previous sessions and the cycle which has almost ends based on yesterday's movement and the price actions, what the overall behavior telling, how we can approach hereafter if the new leg is getting formed either side. So that can be now seen through the way of analyzing the Nifty chart, which are going to be shared now. Thank you. See, this is where the Nifty's yesterday's price actions formed. While it is actually open above 800 level, that means 23,800 level, it went up to 23,860, and based on the volatility and the swings and positional based strategy, sell on rise, which and all acted well. Again, it was a third attempt at the Nifty, even though moving above 23,800, that is 150 points short, higher or premium for the 23,700 as the interim behavior shift zone. It could not close. Where the close happened, it has been almost 23,700 zone, 654. So in that manner, it has closed means what it is telling for us, what the traders can watch out hereafter. Very simple. Overall structure, as we have demonstrated yesterday, this overall structure has come to end. Hereafter, one can think of taking the positional based intraday based trading decisions based on yesterday's high and low. This was 23,860 above if the Nifty closes starting from 15 minutes to any larger time frame, wherever it is giving the confirmation, that can be treated as a first level of confirmation for getting the same direction where it is giving the breakout or breakdown, provided if it holds the yesterday's low. Because even though it is getting confirmed by the way of closing above this particular high of 23,860, it should not even break the low of 23,596 as recorded yesterday. If it happens, if it respects our prediction as per that behavior analysis we are making, the chances for moving towards this zone probability happening. 24,500 zone probability happening. This may be suitable for the positional one, but immediate effect and all after closing above this 23,860, starting with 15 minutes even means it will try to move towards 24,000 as the next target. For that, it can be treated as the important resistance zone 23,997. Hope you all remember that this 23,997 where we have mentioned in our report, which is going to act as a resistance and support. Either days it has acted well, and we have been discussed already. So that is going to be acted as the immediate resistance for the Nifty. It also should be broken and closed above to that point. The 23,997 will be acting as the resistance as an interim one. Until then, no disturbances for the Nifty once it gets the confirmation about closing 23,860 above. Make a note, at least it should sustain by the way of closing above in 15 minutes time frame. If it is making in the larger time frame means the higher. How the higher time frames are, it is getting to confirm means that much higher the probability will be there to reach this particular zone. So which means what? About to 150 point of upside can be expected from the confirmation once it provided. That is enough for the day trading or within the 1 or 2 days session. If the Nifty is closing above the previous close, at least means we can expect that trend will be turning towards making the further upsides. So the yesterday's close was around 23,700. If it closes about 23,700, we should be watchfully monitor the 23,700 is being held by the Nifty or not, because many things as an outcome based on the behavioral analysis actually conjecting here. Because of the conjections based on the behavioral outcomes, one should closely monitor without getting any emotional and without get any non-calculated attempts for the Nifty's trade and all. So that is very, very important. See how much of things you are concentrating and closely monitoring means that much of clarity one can get. So this first thing should be in the way of the structure breakout. For that, it should break above the yesterday's high. And yesterday's high and low will be acting as very important trend setter even until the mid of June month series. So until it is having this level of yesterday's high and low, as we have demonstrated many times, even for the recent month also. So this day's high and low, 21st May high and low should be noted and act accordingly. As we have demonstrated for the high, we are now doing the same for the low. If the low is getting broken, particularly in today's session, if it is getting broken, that break itself is a signal for the continuation of the range bound activities. But anyhow, a close below the level of the high and the low of the particular important date what we are mentioning is required to get the confirmation clearly. That too not in a single session, consecutive 2 sessions are required. So if it closes below the low, where you can get an additional signal of the volatility based, sell on rise based swinging activities may be continued. So first thing we have mentioned about a break where you can get the initial confirmation. If it closes below 21st low, where you can get an additional confirmation. If it consecutively closes below the low, then you can get the clear confirmation that the market will be giving another rally on the downside even, that may be trying to break the recent low of 23,262. That can be mentioned as possible one if the low below consecutive 2 sessions Nifty closes. So the 23,262 recorded on 30th May also may be easily breached, and even below to that point also may be happen. So that much importance you should give, because that much proves it. The important dates and all already proven. Based on that, we are alerting, we are making you all aware about this particular day's high and low and the breakout and breakdown, how it will be acting like. If the breakout happens, the immediate resistance is 24,000. If the breakdown happens, based on the confirmation of closing below and high, we are telling this level. The immediate support is 23,400. So this and all based on immediate one, and the long based one we have already provided for the breakout confirmation. 24,500 can be expected. On the low confirmation, 23,200 to 23,000 level also can be expected. That's it. We can now discuss about the rest of the things in the pre-market. Since it is going to be a stable and a mild gap up opening for the Nifty, one should mind about the first 15 minutes high and low, whether it is breaching the high or low, and not breaching itself enough. It should close above or below the yesterday's high and low. If it happens, the confirmation can be seen based on the further actions, even though the retracements and all you are seeing. The retracements and all, after giving the confirmation, as we always used to tell, that is an opportunity to build or accumulate further. And the maximum dominant range can be expected based on the Nifty, that is between 23,700 and 23,900. As long as it is cooking between these levels, the probability will be very high for making the further high through the way of breaking out the immediate resistances. If it breaks below 23,700, and if it is struggling to come again above the 23,700, that is the point area you can get the confirmation, like the Nifty is struggling, and you can get the confirmation once it closes below the yesterday's low. There you can see the chance for making downward or a drifting downward can be seen on the chart for the Nifty. One can utilize both buy on dips, sell on rise strategies during the day, but the favoritism is now standing with the buy on dips highly. So 65% of buy on dips strategy can be utilized for sell on rise. Once it is actually trying to move up, there only you can use. That means after 23,900 zone, you can utilize that sell on rise strategy. As we have mentioned in this report also, the high and low of 21st May play a crucial behavioral role in determining the market's near-term direction. Kindly make a note of it. Improving market structure slightly favors a buy and dips, as we have discussed now. Anyhow, from the positional aspect, as long as the Nifty is trading below on the closing basis in the daily frame, below the 23,700 level, every chances of rise can be utilized as an selling or short building opportunity, and one can utilize the further dragging on the Nifty's side, that can be utilized as the profit booking zone. From the sector front, today the energy can be seen as a crude oil somewhat dragged down and settled somewhat in a breathtaking way. So the oil refiner oriented stocks, gas producers and all can be seen the momentum. Finance along with some set of banks, that means the public sector banks, also can be seen in the participation today. Real estate oriented stocks can be highly focused because the attempts were being taken already, and the continuation on the attempts towards the bullish side may be seen if the market supports. The FMCG, based on the ITC result and based on the defensive actions it has started play. The FMCG sector as a whole is expected to move downward. When the FMCG sector is moving down, it will be a favorable one for the markets to move up. IT, based on the structure, it has given up all the gains and the behavior somewhat changed. Anyhow, today is going to be a determination oriented one for the IT stocks. If it holds yesterday's low, means a near-term based bottom almost done for the IT index. The stocks which are all favorable for the intraday traders today includes ITC, LIC of India, GAIL India, Arabindo Pharma, Page Industries, Prestige Estates, Engineers India, FSN E-commerce, that is Nikon. So that can be focused for getting an improved trading aspects. Today's earnings oriented companies includes NTPC, Divis Laboratories, JK Cement, Sarda Energy, HBL Engineering, Rainbow Children's Medicare, Precision Wires, Sulzer Electronics, Dollar Industries. Keeping stop loss, maintaining the strict stop loss, particularly in this kind of non-directional trend, now and then it is getting grinded or consolidated in a tight manner, which is not known by anyone which side the break will be happening like. So based on this kind of behavior, it is very, very crucial to maintain stop loss strictly. So that's it from today's pre-market oriented discussion. We can see some queries fallen. View on pharma stocks. As suggested, the pharma stocks are expected to maintain the momentum even though there's some profit booking and all happened. But anyhow, if the further extension on the downside any happens, means that may be the fake sell on the pharma sector. That can be utilized to pick or cherry pick the good quality oriented stocks from this pharma sector. So importantly, some good stocks, if you want to invest, not for trading, we are suggesting, if you want to invest, means you can look out Arabindo Pharma, Sun Pharma, Mankind Pharma, Granules, and many more are there, but these are all the prioritized one can watch. In today's result, if the Divis Lab is not improving its profitability margin and EBITDA, means we can see some more corrections on the share price of Divis Lab. If it continues to correct, means that can be utilized for picking the stock for the long-term purpose one. Because the Divis Lab is the number one API maker amongst the Indian pharma companies. The second query, today is Friday, the expiry of option trades in Sensex. Actually, the expiry happened yesterday itself. And closing, what we have actually discussed now. So in that manner, the close can be seen because it is very crucial day. It may not be easy to forecast the closing today, but the favoritism till suggests that the market may be closing on a positive note. But anyhow, based on the yesterday's high and low and breaking about the high and low points in today's trade and closing confirmation starting from 15 minutes to larger time frame, all togetherly watched out. That will be the area, that will be the focus you should do to get the confirmation. After it get the confirmation, the same direction we can see. That's all from the queries part. We have addressed all. Hope you all got the clarity about addressing your queries. So thank you for participating in today's session. We'll be meeting again in the pre-market section on Monday. Anyhow, the weekly based discussion, the behavioral based outcomes, what are the strategies to be discussed and all for the upcoming week will be discussed in tomorrow's market outlook session, that is scheduled around 11:30. We'll be sharing the invite for participating in this special weekly based market outlook session. So one can utilize the session and make your trading decisions, well informed before this week starts. So thank you. Wishing everyone to have a rewarding day today. Bye-bye.